Hey MelaninMedia, I'm with a friend today. Today we're gonna be going over Childish Gambino's summer album, Bando Stone in the New World. It is allegedly for his new film coming out. I don't really know about all that, but I do know it came out July 19th, 2024. There's 17 songs, it's an hour long. It's a long album. I guess for 17 songs, I guess it's up to you. It's a long album, but it feels kind of short or unfinished maybe. My friend saw him this summer, and she saw Willow Smith. I was very jealous. She said it was a spiritual awakening, and I'm very jealous. Like, no invite? Crazy. So I liked 9 of the 17 songs. When I say liked, I mean a few were added to my playlist. A few, I was just like, okay, this is actually kind of good. Didn't enjoy it. This was like my least favorite project from him. Cannot lie. Okay, so the songs that I did like. Hearts Were Meant to Die, Lithonia, Survive, and Steps Beach. Those were like my top fave. The ones that I enjoyed was Talk My Shit, Got to Be, Yoshinoya, Happy Survival, and A Place Where Love Goes. So let's get into it. Hearts Were Meant to Die. It's a lot going on. It was a 2016 vibe for me, and it was a beautiful transition into Lithonia. So apparently that's like the beginning soundtrack of the film. I don't know, but it was definitely the song of the summer for me. It's just a vibe. I'm listening to it with the windows down, just blasting. It's amazing. It's definitely my album for the first song in my playlist for my senior year. It just describes how my last 3 years went at KU, basically. So yeah, Survive, it's very beautiful, very nostalgic, kind of melancholy and like a summertime sadness way. He's definitely using his old flow, and I think this is like the song that's saying like, peace out, Childish Gambino, I'm ready to be just Donald Glover, I'm pushing 40, I have kids, I don't want to be this embarrassing rapper like Kanye and so-and-so who is old and just like objectifying women and stuff, like girly pop, you're pushing 50, let's next topic, Bookie. But so I think he was just saying bye. Steps Beach was definitely a summer camp vibe. I thought it was cute. Talk My Ish, I only liked it because of Flo Milli. Flo Milli does not get the love that she deserves, and I'm sick of it. She's a great rapper, not just a woman rapper or whatever. She's a great rapper. Her flow is amazing. She eats down all the time, and she looks great doing it. Got to Be was definitely giving Sunday anxiety, Sunday scary vibes, like self-realization and knowing like it's time to do better, get better, move on. Let's move on. In the Night, I liked it. It was not added to my favorite playlist or whatever. It wasn't giving, but it was giving like I just walked into Victoria's Secret at like a strip mall or something. You know, no one's there. It's just not giving. It was just like, ooh, period. Yoshinoya, it's definitely giving Drake 2015 vibes, which I love. I love old Drake. So I love the song. Like, shout out to Donald Glover. He's doing great in that song. Happy Survival was a cute transition song, and A Place Where Love Goes. It didn't go into my liked playlist, but I can definitely hear it at like an H&M, you know? But it was good. Like, it was like, oh, let me Shazam this song real quick. Oh, yeah, okay, cute. So, yeah, I think this is really the anthem and the embodiment of Donald Glover. He's finally growing up. He's finally ready to get rid of Childish Gambino and that persona and whatever that tied in and whatever that ties in for him and what he thinks about that persona, and he's ready to grow. The album was definitely made for the summer, so if you didn't listen to it now, don't listen to the full album. Listen to the songs that we talked about. Don't listen to the full album, because it's not going to give what it's supposed to give, so you gotta wait till next summer, Boogie. But that's it for me today. See you guys next week.
To MelaninMedia, aka the JJ Show, and today I'll be talking about the 10 things I cannot live without. So, the first thing is my computer, which is also my tablet, which is also kind of like my movie watcher. So I got this. This was a gift from my dad before I went to college. This is an essential because I use it every day for schoolwork, for projects, for the J School, and then also movies and TV shows and video games. So this is my first essential. My second essential is my watch. It's my smartwatch. It's a Garmin watch. This was a gift from my brother just last year. He said that, because I was using like a little Fitbit, and he said I was lame and corny. So he got me this Garmin watch, as a gift. So I use it every day. I use it when I work out. I use it to check the time in class. I also use it as like a little shocker and alert because I fall asleep in class all the time. My third thing is my sunglasses, which broke, which I still kind of carry them around because these are like my favorite sunglasses. They broke in my dorm last year because I stepped on them, but I pretty much wear these, or I used to wear these everywhere I go. I have some new ones now, but they're just not the same. And then my next thing will be my notebooks. I'm a big notebook taker. Each notebook here has a very specific meaning. This notebook here, it says make it happen. I just write pretty much like my goals and stuff in this book. It's like my daily notebook. I keep track of like progress and goals and stuff, things I want to achieve in life. And then my second book, it says His Grace is Enough. This is like my prayer journal. I believe in prayer, so I write all like my prayers and blessings and questions to God in here. And then my fourth notebook, which is also very important, is my journalism notebook. I got this from Miss Hame last year after I asked for it for about 50 times. She said after the visits I could finally get it. So on the last day before I went home, she finally gave me this book. And I am on multiple different shows, and this is how I keep track of all of them. So for example, Run It Back. I got from like my high school notes and stuff here for football. MelaninMedia, I have all my ideas for the show for this year, and also just everything else that I am working on. And then probably the most important and most memorable book for me is a small blue book here that I got my senior year of high school. I got this at a track banquet. This was a book from a guy, his name is Ethan Martin. He gave it to me as like a senior gift. So basically I had like this little friend group, and they all wrote their like favorite notes of me in this book. And I carry this around every day. It's kind of just in remembrance of where I came from and all the special people that I've met in my life. So I keep this notebook around me pretty much everywhere I go. And my next essential will be something that I actually just got recently from my mom. It's this like little car scent here. It smells like apple and pumpkin. She said my car stank, so I needed this in my car. So yeah, shout out mom. And then my next essential are these wristbands. I wear wristbands pretty much everywhere I go. I have this one here. It says God is good and Jesus is Lord. And I got these in different colors. I got these from my grandma. I pretty much wear them almost everywhere I go. And then I have this pink one here. It says be strong and fight on. And then, yeah, that's what it says. And I wear this one around because my aunt, she has cancer. So I just kind of wear this for her. My next essential, which are very much essentials, I got my Auntie Jackie's Oh So Strong Shine Boosting Moisturizer. I use this on my hair pretty much every day, and I also carry this around every day. I'm not showing my hair right now because I hadn't had a retwist in like a month, so that's kind of embarrassing. But this, I use it pretty much almost every day, even though I'm wearing a hat. And then my next essential is my lotion that I wear every day. You know, nobody likes to be ashy, nobody likes chapped lips. So when I'm on the run, I always keep this in my bag. And you know, it's pretty much a lifesaver everywhere I need, everywhere I go. You know, always need lotion. And then my next essential will be actually this hoodie, this UPS hoodie. I think a funny story behind this is that I was at Crunch one day, and this was last semester when I first joined MelaninMedia, and I was working out at Crunch, and I saw myself on the TV, and I was wearing this UPS hoodie. This was also This is like my old reliable. I like wear this everywhere when it gets cold. Like for example, today it was cold and I just wore it. And then my last essential will be my hats. The first hat I ever got was this hat right here. It says Park City, Utah. It's this red hat. It was on a senior trip. I got this on a senior trip a couple years ago when I went to Utah, and I bought this hat, and I'm pretty sure I wore it for like a month straight, and I just love the hat. Also, it's kind of broken in the back, so if anybody out there knows like somebody that fixes hats, send them my way. And then ever since then, I've been collecting hats, and then this is the most recent hat that I got. It has Bad on it, and it has this like little white string on it. I don't know, I just like it. So that's all. Those are my essentials, and thank you for tuning in.
Make money, it's King got heat.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Hey y'all, welcome back to MelaninMedia. This is our first episode of the school year, and I cannot be more excited to be here.
Yes.
My name is Leah.
And I'm Jay Sean, and today we're going to be talking about our favorite podcasters, James and
Food Odd.
Food Odd.
Now, if these names for some reason aren't ringing a bell, do y'all recognize these faces? I thought so. But first, let's break what That's Hot is down just a little bit.
Okay, so That's Hot. We talk about anything that's hot within the news. What's hot on fashion, what's hot on Twitter or X. Basically anything that's hot we will be talking about on That's Hot.
But this year, we want y'all's opinion. We want help from the audience. We want to know, what do y'all want to see? Do y'all want to come on the show?
Yes.
If y'all give us a topic, we will for sure debate you. We'll be right here arguing with you and speaking about it. But I want to know who's hot enough to be on our little show. So let's get into this little podcast. What's going on? Explain it to me a little bit.
Okay, so it seems like these two creators on the podcast did some type of podcast, and they had a guest, I'm assuming, over. And it's really interesting because I guess it was making a lot of the guest came on that was making a lot of anti-black discord. And they didn't defend black women. They actually was honestly advocating on, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. So it's really interesting. So there's a lot of controversial by this, saying this is not right, the joke was not funny, but then also on the other side, a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't find the joke, offensive at all.
Right.
So I find that weird.
What do you think about it? Do you find it offensive or?
Yeah, I think the joke is offensive. I think it's strange why someone come on and want to make a joke about black women when you are not black women. I think it's also strange why people would defend him and be like, oh yeah, that's not a big deal.
Right? I mean, I watch them constantly. They're always on my For You page. Every time I wake up, every time I go to sleep, do my little midnight scroll or whatever, I always see one of their TikToks. And I just people are saying they don't really find it hard to believe, but it's I personally can't believe it, because why would you say something about that, about your own people?
Yeah.
I don't care if you're from Great Britain, wherever.
Yeah.
We're your people. I don't understand that. And these people, they have I think it's 2 million followers on TikTok, but across the whole platform, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you use, they've gotten about like 8.3 million, yes, million followers. And not only that, but they've racked up like 400 million, views on TikTok. And you have such a huge platform. You know people are watching you, specifically like Black people themselves. So I don't understand how you could just like go on somebody's podcast and just laugh about his jokes.
Yeah. I just think it's really weird how people will defend him so much. I think that's very strange. I think it's also really strange why Black men will want to kind of like tap dance, you know, for it. Like it's just really interesting because at the same time, it's like, if that person wants to make jokes about Black women, do you not think that he's making jokes about you as a Black man as well?
Yeah,
So I just find it really honestly disturbing. I think they have a big audience, so they're responsible, and they need to be responsible.
Yeah, for
and they
sure.
need to know the limits to do. And there's different forms of comedy too, as well. But this type of comedy is really damaging. And I will I will also say that this type of comedy is really damaging really to Black women, especially when we know that there's a stereotype out there that Black women complain or naggers or anything like that, and that's obviously not true. And also, especially like when like medical, how Black women are not represented enough.
Right, exactly.
So these type of conversations really need to be happening. I'm glad that we're happening on That's Hot. But we also need to be reminded that we need to be responsible with our talking points.
Yeah, because like when they went on this podcast, they actually went on a podcast. I think his name is Andrew Schultz or something, but he's a white comedian.
Yeah.
But anyways, he made the comment that was like, oh, the white men probably lose all their hair because they're so stressed from lugging around this Black girl.
Yeah.
And immediately they started laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, you cannot be serious. Like, I thought he was gonna say the opposite, just like defend us in some case. But in no way, shape, or form did we get that support from him. And that's where I kind of draw the line. It's like, yeah, these people are amazing. They're funny. They're comedians. They have a pretty good podcast. But after that comment, just like, oh my God, I can't believe that.
Yeah. And it just brought up so much controversial. And I don't know, it's just really interesting. But this is not the first time that this has happened.
Really?
This has happened multiple times. Actually, from what I've seen, that the person that came on actually has made a lot of racist remarks, actually.
Really?
And I find it really interesting in the lens of comedy when it comes to white people. Why do they always have to make jokes about Black people? It's always at the Black expense.
Yeah.
And I find that really interesting of, is it really necessary? Can you not make a joke about yourself or your own group without bringing Black people in?
No, I watched a little bit of the podcast. They had it filmed for YouTube. It was everywhere, especially since it's trending. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
And the host, Andrew Schultz, he just kept making comment after comment about how Black women are inferior and not disturbing, what's the word? But just like unwanted, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I
believe
don't.
it.
Yeah, but a lot of the things, it's really interesting, I think. I think overall, I think people need to be smart with their like
That's
conversations.
definitely the word.
And just remind yourself. And I think also, Malcolm X said it the best, Black women are the most disrespected.
Okay.
So I think we need to
Yes,
remind
sir.
ourselves, and we also need to do better as Black men.
Well, I guess the only question now is, do we forgive them?
No.
Good point, good
Yeah,
point.
yeah. I don't think forgiveness is necessary. I think if you want to be forgiven, showcase it.
Yep, well,
Yeah.
I guess that's all we have for you guys today.
Thank you so much.
That
Here we see an ordinary man on an ordinary day, when suddenly, trash appears. What would you do if you were in his shoes? Would you be a bad citizen and simply ignore the trash? Or would you be a good citizen and pick the trash up? Here we see a trash can a good citizen's greatest weapon. A good citizen will see litter, pick it up, and throw it away. Become a good citizen today.
Okay, let's do this.
Hi guys!
And welcome back to MelaninMedia's Slice of Insight, where we will be doing food for thought from Black history. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Sarah.
Did you know that Janice Burgess created the show The Backyardigans? Burgess was born in Pennsylvania on March 1st, 1952. She grew up in the Squirrel Hill neighborhood of Pittsburgh and attended Ellis High School. She then graduated from Brandeis University in 1974. Burgess worked at W. Qued and Sesame Workshop before reaching Nick Jr. in 1995. At Nick Jr., she oversaw production for shows like Little Bill, wow, Blue's Clues, Gullah Gullah Island. Soon she became vice president of the network and sought to create her own show. The idea started out as a live-action show called Me and My Friends, with the characters being full-body puppets. When X's didn't go for that, she suggested computer animation to get the Backyardigans greenlighted. The show centered around 5 neighborhoods: Uniqua, Pablo, Tyrone, Tasha, and Austin, who met their shared backyard and embarked on imaginary and magical adventures, often visiting different parts of the world or traveling through time. Burgess, taking inspiration from her childhood, made each episode action-packed and incorporated a song. The show aired from 2004 to 2013 with 4 seasons. Later, she worked on Nickelodeon show Winx Club, period. From 2014 to 2016, was an executive consultant for DreamWorks Animation Television. At 72, Burgess passed, leaving a legacy within children's television.
Wow, Kelsey, I did not know all of that.
Me neither.
Well, guys, did you know that Leah Penniman is a farmer and a food sovereignty activist? At age 16, Penniman began farming and working with the Food Project in Boston, Massachusetts. From there, she went on to train at the farm school, Many Hands Organic Farm, Youth Growth, and with farmers internationally in Ghana, Haiti, and Mexico. Later, she attended Clark University, where she received her BA in Environmental Science and International Development in 2002, and then received her MA in Science Education in 2003. After graduating, Penniman lived in a food desert in Albany, New York, and worked on the government program for women, infants, and children known as WIC. In 2006, Penniman purchased 72 acres of land. Wow. 2010, the Soul Fire Farm purpose was to end racism and injustice in the food system. The organization gained its name from a song, Soul Fire. by the Jamaican musician Lee Cratch Perry. After the success of The Farm in 2018, Penniman published a book called Farming While Black, which was designed to have an open conversation about relationships with food and the land that produces the food. Penniman and the Soulfire works has received recognition from the Soror's Racial Justice Fellowship, the Presidential Award for Science Teaching, New York's NYS Award, and many have recognized Penniman's work with Soul Forest Farm. In 2019, Penniman was awarded the James Beard Foundation Leadership Award for faculty food sovereignty programs. To learn more about Penniman's work and upcoming events, you can follow the website soulfirefarms.org.
I did not know any of that.
I didn't know either.
Well, did y'all know that Jerome Foster II is the youngest member on the White House Environmental Justice Advisory Council? Foster was born on May 9th, 2002 in Washington, D.C. That's very fitting. He went to high school at the Washington Leadership Academy. While there, Foster founded the Climate Reporter, an environmental news website where climate activists could share their stories with an international audience. Foster also founded 1 Million of Us, the organization encouraged young people to learn about the issues that affect them and to register to vote. It reached its goal of getting 1 million young people registered to vote, period. Inspired by Greta Thunberg, Foster began organizing Fridays for Future strikes outside the White House. They were protests in which students stayed out of school to bring attention to the problem of climate change. Foster led Stryker until March 2021. In 2020, Foster helped establish Wake Up, which developed from 1 Million of Us. Wake Up is an online platform for news artists, video and audio. It accepts all submissions so everyone can have their voices heard. On March 2021, President Joe Biden asked Foster to serve on the White House Environmental Justice Advisory Council. The council advises the president on many issues, including climate change. Foster has been featured in news stories around the world and has spoken to many groups, including the United Nations at the 2021 Climate Change Conference.
Wow, Foster sure did a lot.
He did that.
Yes. Did you guys know that Ruth E. Carter is the first Black woman to win 2 Oscars in any category? Carter was born in 1960 in Massachusetts. She graduated Hampton College in 1978, receiving her bachelor's in theater arts. Although she started her career later on, she had the opportunity to work with big names including Spike Lee, creating for his films Do the Right Thing, and most notably, Malcolm X. She later worked with John Singleton on his film Baby Boy and TV series Being Mary Jane. Years later, Carter worked on superhero film Black Panther, directed by Ryan Coogler, inspired by Afrofuturism. Her costumes featured pieces similar to many traditional African garments, including those worn by the Massa and Ndebele people. She traveled to southern Africa to draw aesthetic inspiration and received permission to incorporate traditional Lesotho designs into the film's costumes. At the 2019 Academy Awards, she won the award for the Best Costume Design, making her the first Black woman to win in the category. In 2023, she won her second Academy Award for the Best Costume Design for the sequel Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. In 2021, Carter received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in the film category.
Thank you guys for tuning into Slice of Insight. That's all we have for y'all. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at MelaninMedia KU to keep up with us and find more content from the show.